5, Walmart in South County is bringing back what used to be a standard practice. When you're done shopping, the option to check out yourself there is now gone. Our Russell Kinsell stopped by the Walmart in question today after talking to people today about that ongoing change. Russell, what did they tell you?
Some like the change, actually more prefer self-checkout. Here's the problem. For Walmart, too often, thieves have been going through self-checkout with a receipt for 2 or 3 items, but their bag has 6 or 8 items. So this Walmart in Shrewsbury, one of the first in the country to eliminate self-checkout as a way to cut down on theft.
I like the idea.
Charlene Cassidy likes the switch to all checkout lanes being staffed by employees, and she has a suspicion for the reason why.
Because I think that there's been a lot of theft in these stores.
Walmart is part of a trend among retailers nationwide to rethink self-checkout lanes.
I really don't have a problem with it. I'm kind of old school, but I know it's an inconvenience for a lot of people.
Self-checkout became popular during the pandemic to keep customers and employees at a safe distance, and it helped solve the problem of a worker shortage. Ask customers which they prefer, and you'll spark a great debate. Laurie Wenzel is on one side.
I prefer self-checkout. It's faster, typically. It's a lot faster.
Charlene Cassidy is on the other.
I was in here last week, and the line to check out was all the way back to Dairy, all the way back. So I don't know that it was quicker. It was quicker today.
Walmart said customer feedback and an emphasis on customer experience is behind the change. Retail experts say the number one reason is to cut down on theft.
I understand why it could happen. I mean, there's just no way they can monitor all the self-checkout. So I could just see as a business perspective why that might be.
Nationally, Target announced plans to limit self-checkout to purchases of 10 items or less. Locally, Schnucks stores have already made the same move. Jerry Mosier prefers self-checkout but won't complain about the change.
I understand, but I guess that's the times.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Walmart, the one retail chain that I go out of my way to try not to visit, right? I try not to go to Walmart if I can help it, okay? Just because there are some very interesting characters at Walmart. Walmart is just not a place that I like to hang around, and I don't like to go, and I avoid it at all costs. But we got to talk about Walmart because it is, I believe, the largest retail chain in the world, okay? And Walmart and how Walmart is doing, I guess, is a sign of how the broader economy is doing because, again, a lot of people depend on Walmart when it comes to getting groceries and general merchandise. So when the CEO of Walmart speaks out about the company's future, the economy, theft, right, crime, things like that, you can usually gain some interesting insights in regards to, again, the current state of the country and where we're going when it comes to certain trends. And a couple things that were talked about during this interview that I want to talk about here are fascinating. One, the announcement that the company is not requiring college degrees anymore to get certain high-paying jobs like a manager role or some type of technician role or some job that basically they could just teach you how to do, right? They're saying, look, we're not requiring a degree anymore. And I think that this is an important conversation because it comes amidst a big conversation about the value of a college degree. Is it really worth it to go and get a degree anymore? Okay. Walmart speaking out about this kind of tells you everything you need to know. And then he also spoke about the fact that the company is getting rid of self-checkouts in some of their stores because of, you know what, out of control theft, right? That Democrats continue to deny. So without further ado, let's see if we can learn something interesting from Walmart's CEO.
Look, some Walmart store managers can now make over $400,000 a year, no college degree necessary. It's part of the retailer's push to offer higher paying corporate jobs to non-college grads. This morning, I sat down with the president and CEO of Walmart US in this exclusive interview to talk about that and more. Why did Walmart decide to remove college degree requirements from some of these higher paid corporate jobs?
You know, I look at this a couple ways. There are so many different ways that people will find their own path to success. You know, for some of us, that means college. For some of us, it means skills. And the skills, there are a number of ways that we want to help people attain the skills to be really successful at their job at Walmart or just skills in life. And so, you know, in many cases, what the skills required to do something like be a store manager or be an assistant manager in a distribution center or be a technician on robotics. Those are skills that are pretty specific. They can be a combination of leadership or business acumen. And we have a lot of programs where we want to make sure people have the skills they need to be successful, recognizing that while college is great for some, it's not exactly the right answer for everyone.
Wow. This is a big deal. It really is. Again, this is the CEO of Walmart US basically saying that, listen, college degrees are overrated, right? I mean, that's what he's saying, okay? It goes back to the video that I did just a few days ago about the young woman that was breaking down in tears over the fact that she realized her theater degree was worthless, right? And in that video, I said, listen, it's not really about the degree. What it's really about are the job skills that you gain while in college, okay, in pursuing your degree. There are some degrees that will give you specific job skills that you will need to get a job. But a vast majority of jobs in this country, entry-level jobs, roles, don't really require a college degree to do the job at a high level, even if the employer wants to see a college degree, right? College degrees, one of the reasons why the value of the college degree is inflated is because it's required to get your foot in the door of a job that actually really doesn't require a degree. And companies are starting to realize that, yeah, that's inefficient, right? It is inefficient for me to require somebody to have a degree when what we really are seeking is not a degree. What we're really seeking are these skills. And it's probably much easier for a company like Walmart to hire people from within their own store to be in certain positions like a store manager rather than trying to recruit somebody from out of college or to spend a ton of money trying to recruit somebody else that's already within the industry, okay, to come into that role, because the recruiting costs of those high level kind of corporate jobs, it's a lot, right? It's a lot to recruit somebody to be in an executive position. Like a store manager, which I would consider to be a executive position. I mean, it's a low-level executive position in the grand scheme of a company like Walmart. But still, I mean, you're managing stores that are probably pulling in $20, $30, $40, $50 million, right? So again, that's a large operation to manage as a store manager. The reality is, for a grocery store or retail chain like Walmart, the most qualified individual to be a store manager most likely is probably going to be somebody who has worked in that store for years and has been the manager of multiple departments. Because being somebody that did work at a grocery store growing up, I was good friends with the manager of the store. So I kind of knew how the business of the store works. And ultimately today, the manager of a grocery store is managing the managers of certain departments, right? And he is making sure that they're doing their jobs and that the departments are being run correctly. But ultimately, at the end of the day, he's a manager of people. And that is something that you can learn by actually being within a management position at the lower level and then working your way up. And it's probably going to be more efficient to hire somebody that already knows the systems and the operations of a store. Okay, they already have those working relationships with the people in the store. It's probably going to be much more efficient to put that person in a training program to become a store manager, even if they don't have a college degree, than to hire somebody with a college degree who has absolutely no experience whatsoever working in a retail setting as a manager. And then you have to come in and train that person for a year or two. They got to learn the grocery business, right? I mean, I've seen it happen, right? I've seen this happen. Okay, when they bring in these people to be managers of certain stores, and they've never worked in the business before, they're learning the business. And it's going to take them a long time to learn the business. But the people who are already there already know the business, right? Because they work in it every single day. So taking somebody with exceptional talent that doesn't have a college degree from a lower level that actually knows the business is going to be much more efficient and cost effective for a company like Walmart. And it's also more efficient than sending one of your employees that you want to move up to the manager position to go to school, right? To go to business school, to go to MBA or whatever. It's like, well, again, you're not going to learn specific job skills for like how to manage a store in a business school, right? You're not going to learn that. The way that you really learn that is through on-the-job training, right? Actually being within the setting, right? Being there and working in the store. That's how you learn it. Going to business school is not going to teach you that. And I think these companies know that, right? 100% they know that. Now, the reason why, again, this is a big deal is because it goes against the current corporate trend of requiring a college degree. Walmart, being the largest retailer in the world, now saying, hey, we're not going to require college degrees for certain positions that, again, typically you would require a college degree for, hopefully is going to set a new trend of these companies not requiring college degrees anymore for some of these higher paying positions that, again, you don't really need a college degree. As much as you just need experience within the company, the store, or wherever you're working, you need to learn the systems, and then you can move up. Because, again, a lot of these companies, their systems, the way they do things is very specific to them, especially a retail chain like Walmart. I mean, they probably have a lot of internal processes that are proprietary and something that is just unique to them. And a college degree is not going to teach you how to operate these systems, and bringing in somebody from the outside is expensive in order to recruit somebody to come in and to run the store and do stuff like that. So, again, it seems to me the best people to be in these roles are people that were already at the company and that put in the time. So I think that this is a positive thing, 100%.
We have to talk inflation. It's top of mind for lots of folks, and especially food inflation. 25% of all grocery spending happens at a Walmart in this country. So talk to me about these stubbornly high prices and their impact on the Walmart shopper. How have you seen their shopping habits change?
We've been talking about the last couple of years, all the things we're trying to do to keep prices down or slow inflation. And, happy to report right now that prices across our portfolio are about the same as last year. And I haven't been able to say that for a few years. We have 6,000 items, and for us, it's a lot that are on what we call rollback, where we have price reductions. And big categories like general merchandise, we're seeing deflation. So I'm feeling much better about inflation in terms of pricing versus a year ago. But we're not finished. Our team talks about all the time what's the lowest that we can try to sell items for, and what other things can we do. We have items like our 2-liter private brand soft drinks that are now $1 that are going really well. We've got French bread back to $1 loaf. That rose up to over $1.40 during the pandemic, and those are big percent drops. A few cents here and there, but it adds up in a basket.
Yeah, so the Walmart CEO is responding to criticisms from the far left in the Biden administration, accusing Walmart of price gouging, right? They're saying, look, inflation's not really up. Walmart and retailers like Walmart are just price gouging. Now, is Walmart really price gouging? It's hard for me to say. I don't know, okay? But what I do know is that based off Walmart's business model, which has achieved what we call economies of scale, that's not in their best interest long-term to price gouge if that's what they're actually doing, because Walmart is supposed to be a cost leader in the retail industry in the sense that they're competing to have the lowest prices, right? And the way that Walmart continues to have low prices or lower prices than competitors is because of their buying power, which also gives them pricing power in the sense that they have enough resources to force suppliers to produce at a lower cost if they want to do business with Walmart, because they can come in and they can buy millions of units, right, at a scale large enough where suppliers have to lower the price if they actually want to get that business, right? So if Walmart is getting the units at a lower price than everybody else because of their ability to purchase at a larger scale, then that means that they have the ability to price at a lower price than everybody else, which is going to attract people into the store. Now, in some parts of their business, like grocery, a lot of times you have what they call loss leaders, in the sense that you have items that lose money on purpose because they're there to get you in the store. Like, for example, the rotisserie chicken. Why in some places you can still get a rotisserie chicken for $5, okay? I think like maybe Costco or Sam's Club. I'm not entirely sure. People can check me on that. But the reason why the price of rotisserie chickens haven't really went up too much, okay, even though the price of chicken clearly has went up, okay, to get raw chicken, is because they lose money off of those items, right? They lose money on those items on purpose to get people in the store, right? There are times where I've literally went into a Costco or a Sam's Club because I'm like, yo, I want a Sam's Club rotisserie chicken. So I go in there for that, and then I end up buying a whole bunch of other stuff, right? And that's how they actually really make money off of me, right? So again, in some aspects of their business, you can lower costs, but you can compensate for lowering costs through other ways as well too, to get customers to buy other things. And Walmart is a master of that. And it sounds to me like the CEO, again, is responding to some of the criticisms of price gouging from the Biden administration by stating that, hey, well, we're going to be lowering costs, okay, which probably means that they figured out a way to lower the price of certain things by taking losses on other things. But also they probably have forced some of their suppliers to basically lower their costs through buying at, a very, very, very large scale. So I don't know, but I'm just saying that it is fascinating to hear him talk about and respond to the Democrats and their accusations against the company.
Up in a basket.
I know you've got over 100 stores going to be opening up in the next few years. How are you thinking about self-checkout? What's the future of that at Walmart?
Yeah, we're thinking about it in a number of ways. What we want is great customer service, and we would love for a customer to be able to go check out when they're ready and choose the way that they're going to do it. However, we want to make sure that the checkout process is accurate. Retail shrinkage is a cost, so enabling us to lower that cost, we can keep prices down, and that's really what we're focused on.
So self-checkout.
Yeah, so AKA what he's saying is that, shrink, we want to keep that low. Shrink is the amount of money they lose on products that should be sold. Okay, so that can be from crime. That could be from things like milk or meat going bad that they have to throw away that they should have sold, but they didn't sell it. So they got to account for the fact that they didn't sell it. Yeah, that's shrink. Now, again, a large driver of shrink is retail theft. And the fact that you have some Walmarts that are getting rid of self-checkouts tells you everything you need to know about how bad theft and crime has gotten in a lot of these communities, okay? Because self-checkout was supposed to be a cost saver for Walmart in the sense that they don't have to hire people to check people out. People can check themselves out. But because we live in a society that has decriminalized theft, okay, they have glorified criminals and made it seem like it is okay to steal things that aren't yours because you might be hungry, okay? And because Walmart is so big, they could just take the loss, whatever. Walmart is saying, no, we just can't take the loss, right? We're going to have to get rid of self-checkout, even if it's a convenience to people, because people are stealing too much. Now, some people can see this as a good thing in the sense that they say, Walmart is going to hire more people in order to, work the cash registers. I'm not necessarily sure if that's going to be the result of it, right? They may just choose to be like, you know what, we'll just make you guys wait in line, right? Because we know you're not going to go shop anywhere else because we charge the lowest prices, right? And again, that could be a part of the reasoning for why Walmart is saying, okay, we can lower some prices because, hey, we're going to get rid of the cost of self-checkout, right? In the sense that we're going to save some money by not losing so much inventory via self-checkout thefts. Get rid of that. We're not even going to hire more people to work the cash registers. We'll just make people wait, right? And that's how we'll make up for the cost. I'm just saying there's a lot of different things that can be going on here. But what we do know is the fact that they are getting rid of self-checkout, which, again, was supposed to save companies like Walmart money, okay, by making it more convenient for people to check out and not needing to hire somebody to do it. Again, apparently it's not profitable anymore, right? Because theft is that prevalent. Again, this is the exact opposite of what Democrats are telling us about crime and what's happening in this country, right? And that's why you're seeing so many of these businesses adjust, okay? They're leaving states like California, and they're going to other states where they feel like they can operate at a profit that actually really does, have law and order. More specifically, they're leaving these liberal cities. They're going out to the burbs, right? In other parts of the country where there's actually, again, law and order.
Checkout's not going away at Walmart.
There are a few stores where we've made the decision that they'll come out of, but we haven't made that decision in every store.
To come back to the point of inflation, you seem...
AKA all the stores that are in the hood, right? The stores that are in these liberal cities that experience high rates of theft and shrinkage, yeah, we're taking the self-checkouts out, right? That's what he really means. But if you live in the burbs, right? If you live in the nice neighborhoods, okay, that's a little bit more upscale, okay, or whatever, you'll be able to enjoy your self-checkout, okay? That is what he means without actually really saying it.
Pretty optimistic that things are moving in the right direction.
I'm feeling much better. There are so many opinions 2 to 3 years ago on what would happen, whether it was going to be permanent or transitory or food only. And the answer is, what I've learned over 30 years is it's just really hard to tell. We want to be there for everybody. We serve the whole country, so we try to do the best we can to keep prices low in all categories and keep our quality in a place that's inspiring to our consumers so we can serve.
Hear what he had to say about inflation. Great interview there. But we know Walmart has really been pushing to hire employees for these higher paying jobs without college degrees. And they influence so much in the economy and other companies. Are they influencing other companies to do the same?
Well, they're holding their first ever Opportunity Summit here in D.C. today, where more than a dozen big companies are coming together. McDonald's, Home Depot, PepsiCo, Verizon. They're looking for ways to offer more of these six-figure jobs to more people, folks who don't necessarily have a college degree. And you heard him talk about training workers to have the right skills, to see a career path within the company, to see growth within the company. I think John Furner himself is a good example. He started out stocking shelves at a Walmart back in the 1990s. Now he's CEO of their U.S. operations.
Wow. That is amazing there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. I think that's a trend I would like to see, right? I would like to see a lot more employers don't require college degrees, right? I mean, they should be focused more on skill set and experience over college degree. That's a trend I think would be very beneficial for this country. I think them coming out here and doing this is telling us everything that we already knew about a college degree, is that it's not that valuable anymore, okay? That it is something that doesn't really help you with real job skills. And it's quite honestly just inefficient, right? It's inefficient for society, and it's inefficient for these companies as well too. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.